So, okay. Today's been a surprisingly good day. I was, well, surprised. So let's see. First, I finished a book called Mercy Unbound by Antieau. It looks like Anti and O put together, like the French word for water. Antieau. And the reason I make a point of spelling it out is because I really think it's a fantastic book. Because, okay, first of all, I'm going to say it's about anorexia, and you're going to be like, oh my god, it's one of those typical books. But no, it's a really interesting premise, actually. It's about a girl who basically, like, she had an eating disorder, like she had bulimia or something, based on emotional things, but then she developed anorexia, but she had this idea that she was becoming an angel. And in order for her to grow her wings, she had to stop eating. And that sounds really, really far-fetched when I say it, but the author makes it actually quite plausible because, you know, she goes on this whole, I could say almost spiritual journey. I think it really is a spiritual journey in a lot of ways. And she learns, she learns a lot about herself and about the people around her, blah, 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 but it takes her a good long while to get to that point, and she has to go through a lot of weird stuff. So it's a really interesting read, and part of why it's so interesting actually is because she goes to this eating disorder unit because, her parents get really worried about how she's losing weight and stuff, and they say, because she has very actually healthy parents, and so they say, look, we know you don't want to go, but we have to make you go. We can't watch you starve yourself. So they send her, and she makes friends with all these other girls who are pro-anorexic, pretty much. And so, they're always, they adjust the 12 AA rules, which had been adjusted for eating disorders. They make, like, an 8-rule ANA set, and, like, it's very modern. It's really cool, actually, the way they present it. Or the way she presents it, I should say, because she's not judgmental or anything. She just kind of tells it like they say it, which I found really cool. And then there's that whole, she's exploring like the depths of spirituality. The whole angel thing it's a metaphor for religion, sort of, but sort of. I hear people kind of get paranoid. But it's not just about religion, it's more about, like, herself, her inner self and stuff. Sorry. I hear people moving around and I get really paranoid. But, so I finished reading that, and I read the end of Slim to None by Jennifer Hendricks. I've talked about that one before. It's a book where she has anorexia for, like, 11 years, and she ends up dying of it. She's basically chronic anorexic, but there's so much to be learned from her story. I really think so. A lot about the really bad treatments, the things that don't work. And so all of that tied together, and then, I don't know, I woke up in a pretty decent mood, and I had all these little nice things throughout the day, I ate some peanut butter, and I felt okay about eating the peanut butter. And then I went to Walmart, and I randomly saw these little soy nuts, Kinetics. They were like 25 cents a pack. And I looked at the back and I saw 95 calories, so I said, I should try it. Because the little pack of 95 calorie nuts didn't really scare me that much. Because I've kind of developed this little eating philosophy. It's probably, a new eating disorder system or whatever, but, it kind of works for me at the moment. I'll have plenty of time to change that when I go to Homewood, but basically, I'm always trying to eat a lot of protein or good fats. I don't like to eat the bad ones. So this little thingy, 95 calories for the whole pack. I mean, the pack is pretty tiny, but I like my portions small. But the good thing about this one is that it's not all carbs. Now, you say that and you go, oh my god, it must have fat. But it says that there's 25 calories of fat, but there's only 2.7 grams of fat. Not only that, but there's no saturated, there's no trans. So all the fat in it is good fat. And it's 10 grams of protein for this little tiny package. And I mean, I didn't even look at that when I picked it up. I just saw 95 calories and I said, ooh, it might be a little good snack. But apparently it's quite good, and it's only got 7.5 grams of carb, 4 of which are fiber, and only 1 of which is sugar. 200 milligrams of sodium, which is quite low. That's about 10% of the daily intake. It says here 8%, but I like to consider my daily intake as 2 grams. Or, 2 grams, 2,000 milligrams. It's got a little bit of vitamin C, a little bit of iron. Not really much to speak of, but like if you want sustained nutritional burst, I figured this out from reading a lot of nutrition sites. Carbs aren't the way to do it. Carbs get absorbed really fast by your system. Protein is the way to do it, and surprisingly fat. And another thing is that if you eat small caloric amounts of fat, it makes you really satiated. Like, for example, I eat peanut butter on a spoon. People say, oh my god, peanut butter's so fatty, but I'm learning, actually, that fats are not the evil thing that people think they are. In fact, if you eat more carbs and less fats, you get all these cravings. And I don't like cravings. I don't know about you, but I hate them. I've discovered that eating protein and eating good fats, not bad fats, saturated low amounts, no trans fats if you can help it. If you eat the polyunsaturates, the monounsaturates, or whatever, you feel good. And it sustains your energy rather than giving you these little bursts of sugar or these bursts of starches like you get in carbs, right? Ideally, you want balance. You want some carbs, some fats, some proteins, but I find that if I'm trying to sustain a lower caloric intake, carbs are something to be avoided unless it's in stuff like vegetables or small amounts of fruits. It's just my own experience, but seriously, like, if you find something like this, these were at Walmart, so probably most of you are going to be able to find something like this. They were on sale. They went down from like 50 cents to 25 cents, so I was like, I should try it. What harm could it do, right? It's only 95 calories. But yeah, if you can find anything like that has lots of protein or a little bit of good fat, eat it. All those foods that they are always advertising as diet foods, they're so low in fat that they just make you crave more. And that's, they're really trying to get you fat because they really want you to keep buying their diet products. And if they keep putting in lots of carbs, you're going to crave more and crave more and you're going to buy more of them. Okay, should we do not this one. Okay, good. Paranoid. So yeah, I bought these little nuts. I got my... Mom!